drive well around the track. The problem that I would have with it, okay, so these equally go the same speed. Today we're going to be running these two guys against each other. This is the RACING BHC 1 brushless conversion, and this is the EC30B by Eachine, which technically is a high boxing. So here's the thing about these two. These cars are extremely underpowered when they come stock. This one goes 19 miles an hour, brushed 390 motor. This one goes 22 miles an hour, and that's a brushless motor. So these already been converted. This is a 2845 5900 kV running on a high boxing ESC 2-in-1, and this one is running also on a high boxing ESC 2-in-1. This is a 2445 5600 kV. So let's run this one first, the high boxing. And I run running outside holes lower, inside holes on the rear, on the top, and that's on both sides. And we went lower on the spring tension in front, so we're gonna see what it feels like, because I'm used to it having a little bit more spring tension. So let's see what it feels like now, just like that, stock. Okay, so far I like the sound of this car for sure. Okay, so I can already tell it definitely needs more spring tension up front. So let's put that back to where I had it originally. Okay, that looks about right. Let's see if that makes a difference. Jeez. Okay, so I do have, right now I'm running the 17 tooth pinion. I do have an 18 tooth pinion also. Sounds a little bit off. So tighten you up a little bit more. All right, that should be good. So even though this car might drive well around the track, the problem that I would have with it is that there's no steel gears for it. So now I can really tell it needs higher gearing. So I think I want to definitely jump to 18 on this one, possibly 19. Actually, I probably will try, since this is 17, I'll probably try the 18, 19, and then if I go 20, then I'm going to go 20 on the smaller diameter wheels. So right now this goes 36 miles an hour. Considering the size of the motor, it should be able to hit like 40 something on just the stock pinion. So I have a feeling that it's under geared. And it makes this clunking sound every time it hits, and it sounds like I broke something. I think it's just a suspension moving around. So on this turn, on the straightaway, I'm actually able to hit it without hitting the brakes. That one I needed to brake for sure. But if I could take a wide enough turn, I could hit it without hitting the brakes. That was a bad example. And I could drive this one better than any of my WLs around the track. I'm not sure what's going on with WL exactly. I have a lot of them, and I cannot tune correctly for track. It just does not feel right no matter what I do. I can get 18 high boxing to work, 16 high boxing to work, this one to work, but a WL just does not feel proper on the track. And it should, because it's technically, same dimensions and everything as a LC, but I think it's just possibly the gearing, I'm not sure, but this one right here is the ultimate basher. If you're going to take any of those cars out into the dirt, this is the one I would pick. It's not going to break, it's fast, and you're able to kind of send it without any worries. I got this one for what, 83? So 83 brushless motors are about 20, and you could actually run the same ESC. I would just change the transmitter out for that way you can get the dual rate. But for an extra $20, so basically $100, you can get, well, technically the pinion is an extra $7. So for about $110 or so, $100 or so, you can get this going at 36 miles an hour with just one simple upgrade. Well, it's two technically, pinion and motor. But the pinion's probably the most important part. Pretty quick on that straightaway. Alright, that's battery. Okay, that's the first one. And that's the EC30B 2845. This was a it was a 1500 mile battery. Yeah, that was a 1500 mile battery, and that was the runtime and speed performance. And we're going to turn this off. We're going to turn you off. Just turn the wheels, make sure there's no resistance. If there's resistance, then it means it's still on. That's what's kind of cool about the high boxings, when they have their lights that you know when the EC is on or not. Alright, so the EC30, or actually the BHC one, and we're running the stock 1300 mile battery, 2-in-1 ESC from high boxing, and this is a 2445 5600. Pretty little torquey motor. Let's see. I'm going to change the direction of the steering. Let's trim you out a little bit. Okay, so these equally go the same speed. You can instantly feel the difference in quality. That's funny. You can literally feel it in the driving, the suspension, everything. You could feel every part of this car compared to the EC30B. So it's an unfair comparison in regards to obviously quality and driving and everything, but speed-wise, you could tell it's very capable. It does everything this car can do. Probably not as gracefully, but it can definitely do it. That's interesting. This battery actually feels much better than the 1500. So I'm wondering if that battery was too heavy, the 1600. If that battery was too heavy, or I don't know. It's a 300 mod difference. It didn't seem like I got great run time on that other battery, but it's a race vehicle. You don't need like a lot of run time. Yeah, this thing jams. So it looks like if I control the braking just a little bit differently, I can get it to drive pretty fast in the straightaway. So full throttle. So what I'm doing is full throttling here, and I'm braking to about this area, and then trying to coast the rest of the way. That way I can get the speed that I need to make that turn without flipping. See if I can do it again. The jumping is almost effortlessly on this one. The other one you have to push a little more. It's definitely a lot quieter than the other car. I would say I'm pretty consistent with this one, just as much as my EMB1. I think it just took me a little bit of time to get used to it. But this one drives really well. There's a lot of cars that I test drive, and I think they drive amazing when I first get them. But you know, just after a little bit of time, you see them wear out a little bit more. So that was the runtime on that motor. That was a pretty short runtime. I'm not sure how many minutes that was, but that lighter size motor definitely feels better. We're on the track, so I think, I don't know. So that seemed pretty short. We're gonna try a couple of different other batteries and see what run times are. Now that I'm realizing that was a short runtime, I was actually going to go a bigger can size on that motor, but I realize I can't now. This is going to be more consistent and efficient. So that was the quick test of the EC30, the EC30B and the BHC one. Let's do it underneath. Feel the motor. Barely warm. Has a little bit of warmth to it. Yeah, it's not too bad. Let's see what this one feels like. It's been a while, but... Alright, so this is 1 mile an hour faster than a 2838 6200 kV. I decided to go with this one because the 6200 was having a lot of hiccups in the CSC. And even though this one's a faster motor, it's not having any problems with it. So, I don't know why that is, but... I think it's capable of running at 2845. Anything above 5900 is going to be too much possible amps. I'm not sure exactly what causes it, but I think if anything, I might want to run this ESC in this car and see if possibly runs any different. But right now, I actually like the way it's set up, and it runs good.